Hello and welcome back to Suspended Fanimation. I'm your host, Dennis Bithoulkas, and it's time for Saturday Morning Blast Off. So I take the genre news of the week and any other genre stuff you guys want to talk about, and we talk about it. So welcome everybody. And yeah, I don't mind the dislike button is broken, Philip. That's fine with me. Let me take care of some business first. If you like what you see, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the very end of this video. There's going to be a video that pops up here. Basically, YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible. One of the videos in my vast video library and pops it up there just for you. Um, if you want to know when I'm be on live again next, you can hit the bell down below. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com. I put my schedule up there every week and also all the links to my social media. So Twitter, Instagram, and Patreon. No tier set up as yet on the Patreon. And there's also the link to this page, the YouTube page, and my Facebook page and the Facebook group page where you guys can post stuff on and chat amongst yourselves. All right. With that said, let's see what we got going on here for today. I'm just going to start with the big stuff. Why not? I'm just going to go through it. Um, so Michael Keaton signed on to play Batman, Bruce Wayne, for the new Flash movie, Flashpoint, I guess is what it's going to be. So it's going to be, where for those of you who don't know Flashpoint, the comic, it's been out there for a while. It was before the New 52. Barry Allen goes back in time to stop his mom being killed and succeeds in doing that, and then fucks up everything else because when he returns, um, he no longer has his speed ability, and there's some other stuff that happens. It's basically a darker universe, and he has to get everything back to the way it was. So, yeah, kind of fucked up, really. But Penn Farm Girl says the first thing that made me even consider seeing the Flash. Yeah, exactly. I don't know if I'm still going to see it or not. Michael Keaton was not my favorite Batman. Yes, I know, sacrilege. Oh my god, sacrilege. Um, he just wasn't, quite honestly, and I never liked the big rubber headpiece on it where he couldn't move, and it bothered me. Yeah. Didn't we already see a version of this storyline of this timeline? You mean on the CW where they did Crisis on Infinite Earths? Kind of. Robert Wool, who was in the original Batman movie, who was a reporter, was briefly shown, and you see a paper fly by that's got Bruce Wayne on it, and it's Michael Keaton's face as Bruce Wayne. So yes, there was that very brief little interaction there. Yes, it's still unfortunately Ezra. God, is it Miller? I think it's Ezra Miller. Is his name? Ezra's different Ezras have been popping up all over the place. There's also Ezra Bridger in Star Wars Rebels, so there's that, and then there's Better Than Ezra, which is an old indie band, and as I date myself on that one, yeah. So yeah, it's probably not going to get me to see it. From what I understand, Ezra is supposedly coming up with the story on this and still wants to stick to the Snyder murderverse. And I'm not really all that interested in that, quite honestly. I want to move on from the Snyder murderverse. I like the universe that Shazam started, and it was a lot better. And that's what I want to see going forward in the DCEU movies. Uh, the actor does not make it more appealing. Yeah, exactly. I understand. Yeah, Ezra is just horrible in it. Um, but what isn't horrible, The Boys season 2. So they had a whole Patton Oswalt did a I guess a host job of having all the actors on there except for Queen Maeve. I don't know where she was at. And they announced season 2. So season 2 is going to premiere on Amazon Prime on September 4th. with the first 3 episodes. So it's an 8-episode series, or 8-episode season, I should say, and then the last 5 episodes are gonna air once a week. So they're actually gonna go to a weekly viewing on this, which is something that I have said to begin with that they should have been doing all along with this, and I guess, I'm not the only one who's been saying this. So, yeah, I'm okay with that. Release the Bithoulkas cut? I don't have any cuts. Yeah, at least none that you can see, and only so to make me feel. That's all. Philip Damick says, spoiler, the Flash is about to win in the end and then chokes. Yeah. So I'm looking at your comments here and just seeing yeah, okay, I'm all caught up. So yeah, The Boys season 2, September 4th. That is Labor Day weekend, if I remember correctly, which is awesome. I'm still gonna be covering The Boys. I'm still gonna go episode by episode. This makes it easier to do it episode by episode as well, considering that they're actually gonna do one a week. So yeah. I agree with you, Stanley. I've been saying this for a while. The instant season releases. So Netflix has also been toying with this as well. The weekly releases. So they have, given that we're in a pandemic, right? It's very hard to shoot anything because a lot of places aren't open. We're not New Zealand, especially not in the United States right now. And who knows when they're going to get back to starting all these, start filming stuff. So they need to be a little bit more you know uh, holding on to what they've already got in the can and releasing it in a weekly fashion, not in a all at once fashion, so that everyone who has been home for the last couple of months is just going to sit there and binge it like they normally have. And so Netflix has been doing the same thing with their foreign series. So like the Korean series, there's been a couple of series that they've been doing a weekly release on, and I think they've just been kind of planning that to see how it's going before they actually take something like The Witcher, for example, and do a weekly release on that, which I'm fairly sure that's what they're thinking of right now. So and speaking of The Witcher, that's right. They do have a release date on The Witcher. Season 2 is returning to Netflix on August 17th. Now, we don't know if that's going to be an entire, like I said, a dump of the entire second season, or if they're going to do a weekly release on this. They should just do a weekly release. It would save them subscribers, quite honestly. I would, I've thought about dumping my Netflix subscription, although I've been finding stuff on there to watch every now and then. Exactly, Stanley. Weekly releases are better for subscriber retention. They really are. And that's what you want. And so yeah, there's a lot of stuff that was announced this week. Stanley says I only subscribe to Amazon Prime every few months. Uh, yeah, Amazon Prime. Well, I get it because of my you know delivery stuff. So I get free delivery and all that kind of crap. So it comes with it. So I'm okay with that. So back to the news. Uh, this one I was kind of laughing at. So Margot Robbie is going to star in a Pirates of the Caribbean, however you want to spell it or how to pronounce it, movie that is supposed to be separate from the Pirates reboot that's going to be happening, the one without Johnny Depp. So this is a separate Pirates movie that she's going to star in. But this one is going to have, unfortunately, Christina Hodson, who wrote Birds of Prey, writing the script for this one. Now, for me, that was the big um, problem with Birds of Prey was the script. And for a lot of people, I think, was the script. And I don't think she's the right person to write the script, unfortunately. But just because of the way things played out in that script, it didn't play out well. It was just really bad. Uh, Huh, is what you're saying, Pen? Are you talking about you're confused about the Pirates of the Caribbean, however you wanna say it? I'm gonna say Pirates of the Caribbean, okay? So, yes, there are 2 different Pirates of the Caribbean movies going on right now. One with Margot Robbie, which has nothing to do with the Johnny Depp ones, because that one is getting rebooted by Disney because they're removing Johnny Depp from it, and they're talking about putting a female lead in that one as well. So we don't know exactly what's going on. I thought they were going to bring Penelope Cruz back since she was, what was in the last one that no one really saw. So I thought she was going to take over, but who knows? Yeah. Yes, do we need any more pirates? I know. Yeah, I agree with you. It is confusing, but that's Disney for you. That's what they want to do. They figure everyone wants pirates. It's not 1999 anymore. Or excuse me, was it 2003? 2000, it felt like 1999. Wasn't Depp redeemed recently? Yes, Stanley Tweedle in the courts he was, but in public opinion he was not. So whenever you start bringing this kind of shit up, even if they are redeemed publicly, uh, 9 times out of 10, their reputation is hurt so bad that it takes years for recovery on that one. And I think that's pretty much what's going to be happening with Johnny Depp. You're not going to see very much more of him acting wise. You might see more of his production company, but not him acting. He has something coming out. I can't remember what it is. And it just looks, I don't know, it looks dull, really. I haven't been compelled to watch him in anything. Oh, in a very, 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 very long time. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you, Stanley. Not much loss acting wise. Yeah, recently. Yes, his recent acting has been pretty bad. I don't know what you're talking about, Pen, on that one. Yeah. The trailer looked awful for the Johnny Depp one. Yeah, I can't even remember the name of the movie. That's how bad it was. uh Philip A. Demo says, I want to see a Treasure Island remake done by the Black Sails crew with all nudity and yeah, I want to see that too. Wait, didn't they do a porn? Oh, never mind. Some other good news. Cobra Kai season 3. Remember I was talking about this a few weeks ago? There was kind of a bidding war going on as to where Cobra Kai season 3 was going to land. Well, the dust has cleared and it's coming out to Netflix, which is awesome because I didn't want to have to sign up for Hulu again. So Cobra Kai season 3 is coming to Netflix. No release date as of yet. But before season 3 comes out, they are going to air seasons 1 and 2 first. Um, yeah, I am actually really jazzed about this. I didn't finish up season 2 because they wanted me to pay to see the last couple episodes, and I was like, I don't wanna pay, YouTube prices to go and see that. I'll wait till it comes out someplace else. But, and there we go. So it's coming out. If you haven't seen Cobra Kai, you're in for a treat. It takes place, 30 years after the original movie with the original actors, Johnny and Danny, and, uh, yeah, who knew? Barney Stinson on, How I Met Your Mother was right. That's all I can say on that one. You think Elizabeth Shue will be back for season 3? I hope so, Popeye Pliskin. I mean, come on, she was on The Boys. Uh, she, of course, is no longer on The Boys in season 2. I hope she makes an appearance, like a guest appearance on season 3. That would be fucking awesome. Considering that they have brought her up in season 1 and 2, I believe. So, we know she's out there. I would love to see, Allie return just for a little bit. Even if it's a Zoom session or something like that, that'd be kinda cool. How about Impulse? Will that be migrating too? I don't know what Impulse is. Stanley Tweedle. I have no idea. All I know is that YouTube is moving away from their scripted stuff that they were doing. They had YouTube TV that they were trying, and so Cobra Kai was the best thing to come out of that, quite honestly, of all the stuff that they were doing. It was the only stuff that was memorable anyway. Was that the Jumper sequel? Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, I remember now. That's right. It was the Jumper sequel was called Impulse. I remember now. I never saw it. So I don't know if that's even alive anymore because I don't know if anyone else really saw it, to tell you the truth. I hate to say that, but when I don't hear anything about it at all, um, yeah, yeah. I don't know where it's gone to. And I mean, I hit multiple entertainment sites and all that kind of stuff. I don't go for the rumor stuff. I mean, if I start hearing the rumor in multiple places, then I will say, I'll tell you guys about it, and I will preface it by saying it is a rumor. It's a big rumor about something, but 9 times out of 10, I stick with the mainstream news because there's just so much misinformation out there by a lot of different sites that just are trying to do clickbait. So they're coming up with stories, um, you know, kind of like the place I came from. Um, yeah, I was not the one that was making up those stories. So there we go. Allegedly. So why the Last Man and American Horror Stories are moving from FX to FX on Hulu, which means they will never see the light of day. Um, why the Last Man? I think it's just cursed. I really think it's just a cursed production. They lost their lead. They've have to, recast their lead. They moved from, I mean, they were supposed to be on Netflix at one point. I think they were supposed to be on Hulu at one point. Then they moved over to, they finally found a home at FX. Now FX is dumping them to their FX on Hulu, which is on a streaming service. So, I mean, go figure. And American Horror Stories is, what is it? They're in their eighth season, ninth season, something like that. So I think people have just gotten tired of it, Penn. It's long in the tooth, and now it's just stretching for what they're trying to do, and it's become kind of a parody of itself. So I think that's the reason why it's been moving over to FX on Hulu. And it's kind of funny. This is almost kind of like paralleling what's going on with HBO Max and DC Universe and all that kind of stuff. So you start off at Fox, which is supposed to be the top. Then you go to FX. Then you go to FXX, which now it doesn't exist anymore. That's right. FXX is gone. So it's Fox, FX, now FX on Hulu. And then after that, you're done. So, yeah. As bad as Walking Dead? I don't know. I know that, they're probably drawing in some numbers, but, I you know, it's not my bag, quite honestly, American Horror Story. I haven't really watched it, so. Stanley Trail says, "I could not get through season 1, not my taste, not much of a horror fan." Yeah, same thing with me. Yeah. It just really doesn't do anything for me. And, yeah, I agree with you, Pen. Horror movies just, yeah. I don't see the point in them. And then, of course, there's the Eli Roth, like, torture porn stuff, which I really don't like, I don't get into, and that shit's just ugh. But if you like it, good on you. Just don't try and get me to watch it. So, season 4 of The Handmaid's Tale has been pushed back to 2021. And again, this is because of the pandemic that we're in. We have a lot of closures that have happened for filming and things like that. So there are a lot of pushbacks that are going to happen right now. Um, and yeah, Handmaid's Tale has been talked about as being pushed back. I know they released a new trailer this week too. I don't watch it, quite honestly. Again, it's on Hulu, so it's something I haven't watched. Yeah. Popeye Pliskin says, I like the zombie show on Netflix, Black Summer series. It was one big chase scene with hardly any dialogue. So Black Summer, Popeye Pliskin is a spin-off of Z Nation. It's the serious take of Z Nation. That's so Black Summer is actually referenced quite a bit in Z Nation. And I loved Sci-Fi Z Nation. It was one of those shows that was just fucking crazy and made fun of The Walking Dead at the same time, but then also went off on its own little avenues. Things like Z-weed, which is a pot that grows out of some zombies, and is more potent and gives you different effects and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, but yeah, I never watched Black Summer. I heard it was just, you know, another zombie show, so I was like, I don't want to see it. And even though I'm into zombie shows, there's actually a really good trailer that just got released this week called Zombie for Sale, and it's a Korean film, and it's a comedy, kind of like Shaun of the Dead, if you will, where this family that owns a gas station, and they live there too, above the gas station area. There's a zombie that kind of wanders in and bites one of the older folk in their family and doesn't kill him, but it stops his aging, of course, and he feels better and all this kind of stuff. So they come up with an idea of selling these bites to the old people so that they get bitten and stop aging. And of course, what happens is that afterwards they all turn into zombies and the zombie apocalypse starts from there and starts spreading. But it is actually done in a humorous way. It's on my Facebook page if you guys want to take a look at it. It's up there. Also, you can take a look for Zombie for Sale on YouTube as well. It's up there as well. Yeah, Kingdom I couldn't get through, Stanley. It started just getting really, really gory, and I mean to the point where I was just like, yeah, even I can't. I'm okay with a lot of with some gore, but this was just like I was like, damn, I can't do it. Yeah, I think it was when the cannibalism portion came in, which wasn't zombies; it was human cannibalism. I was like, nah, I'm out. Yeah, that was it for me. I have been watching Marco Polo though, even though I know it's canceled and long gone, but it's got Benedict Wong in it and Olivia Chang from Warriors in it as well. There's quite a few other people that are in there too, and it's just got some really damn good martial arts in it. Yeah. Pen Farm Girl says I really liked iZombie, even the uneven final season. Yeah, I did too. That final season was just horrible. And if you wanna know why, you can go back and take a look at my archives and take a look at the playlists. I've got iZombie up there. So what else is going on here? Oh, yeah, just announced on July 26th, season 4 of Winona Earp premieres, and it's gonna have a mid-season finale after the 6th episode, because, of course, they didn't get to finish filming the rest of the season due to the pandemic that's going on. I really like Winona Earp. It's fun. I like the characters in it, and the storyline's pretty good too. But it's owned by IDW, and IDW has so many financial problems right now. So much so that season 4 was delayed in filming because they didn't have the money together to pay the rights to do the filming. And so they lost the cast because their contract it was it was so far out that basically they lost the cast and they had to re-sign the cast again, which was just ridiculous. Yeah, but it's worth watching. It's actually a lot of fun. But it's on Sci-Fi Channel too, so yeah, yeah, yeah. Ah, you can yeah, you can watch Agents of Shield, Stanley. I don't care. So, mind you, I am a fanboy just like you guys are. I am here li just talking to you about stuff that I like. If you like stuff that I don't like and I like stuff that you don't like, it's okay. We are supposed to have differences of opinion. That is what makes the world go round, is we all can't like the same stuff all the time. So, except for Agents of Shield, no one should like that shit. I'm kidding. Ah. So, speaking of Sci-Fi Channel, Vagrant Queen has been canceled by Sci-Fi Channel after just one season. That just came out as well. So yes, basically they've killed Vagrant Queen. And from what I understand, it was just a copy of one of their other shows that they canceled anyway. That was actually popular, and was one of those things that needed to happen. Yeah. What is this? The last season is great so far. Is what Stanley? Yeah. You obviously meant Farscape. What's a Farscape? Yeah, I know it's an old joke, but sure. Philip Demick says, I love Zomboat on the BBC, but most peeps in the US couldn't see it. I take it was zombies on a boat. Is that what it was? Kind of like snakes on a plane. Get those motherfucking snakes off my motherfucking plane. Thank you, Samuel L. Jackson, for that one. All right. So there's a whole bunch of moves that have happened, like I was saying, because, of course, the pandemic that's happening. We still don't know if theaters are going to reopen at this point. Here in California, we've had a whole bunch of spikes that have happened. And because people are being assholes and don't want to wear their masks, because I can't breathe. Yeah, you can actually. Um, and if you can't breathe, stay home, order from home. That's pretty much it right there. Um, so since we've been having spikes, things have been rolling back, and they've been closing restaurants, bars, all that kind of stuff that are already open, but they have to roll them back because we're having these spikes again. So I don't think that theaters are going to be reopening anytime soon either. Yeah. Stanley says, I like Killjoys with more rubber masks. Yeah, I think that's what it was. You're right, Stanley. It was Killjoys that Vagrant Queen was supposed to be like. But yes, with more rubber masks, exactly. But Florida is breaking records almost every single day. Yeah, not in a good way. What was it? I heard they had 9,000. They're almost up to 10,000 cases a day. 10,000 new cases a day in Florida. That's ridiculous. Oh man. Popeye Pliskin says, I miss going to the movies, especially during the summer. It depends on the movie now for me. I really have to psych myself up to go to the movies. I really do. Since I already know that's going to hit DVD within like 3 to 6 months' time, and then it's going to come out on cable like not soon thereafter. I really have no problem waiting. I've gotten to that point now where, yeah, I've got a good enough surround sound system at home, and like I said, I have a good enough entertainment system at home where I can actually sit there and watch it and not miss anything. Yeah, I don't need to be there with a whole bunch of people. Yay! Oh my god! Yeah, I don't need that. Stanley Twill says all the people who don't want to wear masks should go work in a meat factory. Philip Demick says, I want to see a drive-in this summer, even if it's an old movie. Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised that drive-ins have been resurging. I know there is one supposedly out here by me. Um, but yeah, you know, it's just me, and it'd be kind of creepy going out to a drive-in. And honestly, the movies they're showing are old movies. It's more for families now at this point and that kind of stuff that want to get out and yeah. Yeah, exactly. Whoever thought the drive-in theaters would make a comeback. It's kind of funny. I just got an email this morning from ArcLight Cinemas, and they're doing a whole drive-in thing as well. And so I punched in my zip code to see where the nearest, drive-in that they're doing movies are at, and it's up in Los Angeles. And I'm like, Yeah, great. So 4-hour drive round trip with movies in between. Now that's okay. Thanks. I'll stay home. That, my friends, is an unnecessary trip. So, what has been pushed back? Tenant has been pushed back by 1 week to a July 31st release date. supposedly. Again, um, these are all subject to change again fairly quickly. Um, Mulan, the live action movie, has been pushed back to August 21st, and Bill and Ted Face the Music have moved back to August 28th. Um, Frankly, with Bill and Ted Face the Music, I think they should just release it on video on demand and just do it that way. I would pay to see it. I would pay the $20 to see it, online streaming, because from the trailer, I'm not that confident it's a great movie. Even though I'm a huge Bill and Ted fan, and but that one trailer just made me feel a little uneasy as to the quality of it. So yeah. Philip Demick says the drive-in here plays Zootopia and Avengers 1. Wow. Hopefully they're not charging that much for those. Stanley Twill says, "What will be different in August? Do they have a save concept for theater?" So they keep moving it back. Stanley is what they're doing. Um, Theaters are supposed to be opening up. What is it? I believe I talked about this last week. AMC and Regal are both opening within like a week of each other. I think it's July 10th and July 16th, something like that. And so supposedly that's when they're going to reopen. I highly doubt it's going to happen here in California because of, like I said again, the spikes that been happening. All the other, southern states, Texas, Florida, Mississippi, Kentucky, all those guys that have been having spikes, I'm kind of surprised that Texas actually rolled back some of their stuff and said that they're going to close down bars. I was very surprised by that one. But I don't hold out hopes that they're going to close down movie theaters and they're just going to allow them to open. Silver Spike says, "I thought the Bill and Ted trailer looked pretty awful, unfortunately." Yeah, Silver Spike. I was sugarcoating it. I really was Silver Spike on that one. And nice to see you, by the way. I was sugarcoating that Bill and Ted trailer because when I looked at my face, if I was doing a reaction video, it'd be like, that's probably what my reaction video would have been like watching it. It was that kind of look. $10 for adults for Zootopia and Avengers 1. I think you can get that on DVD now for $10 and watch it there at home. Um, Stanley Twiddle says with only 50% of the seats occupied. Yeah. So I don't even know if it's that. I think they're supposed to have every other row is blocked off, and then in between seats, every other seat's blocked off. So it's probably less than 50%. I think it's supposed to be somewhere or the neighborhood of like 30 to 40%, somewhere around there. Maybe it's 25%. Yeah, I can't remember which one it is. And that honestly is not going to, I mean, shit, their electricity costs alone probably cost more than that. Yeah. Silver Spike says, "I can't see it being safe to attend any cinemas for quite some time, sadly." Yeah. Um, at my Costco, I went to Costco recently, and you know how they keep saying that when they're testing, I don't know if you've been reading anything about the testing and stuff like that. It's usually around a 5.6 to 6% positive results that are being getting out of the testing. Well, I'm fairly sure that 5% are the people that are going in without masks, because at the Costco that I was at, people had masks around their neck, but they had pulled them down. They just use them to get in and then they pull them down. And it's usually around 5% of the people. And predominantly, it was women that were not wearing their masks, which I found kind of funny. A lot of Karens out there in the world, shall we say. Yeah. $50 per ticket? No. Yeah, I wouldn't pay 50. Like I said, just do the streaming service, put movies out onto streaming service, let us watch them that way. We already see that they make money. Theaters are pretty much going to be dead after this. I'm fairly sure. And they're going to be a niche thing, kind of like bookstores and stuff like that. And I honestly I can't see a downside on it all that much. I I'm a big I used to be a big theater fan, but not anymore. I'm really not. Yeah. Silver Spike says, thing is, you're going to be breathing in the air in the enclosed area. I call that blood. Yeah. Well, not only that, you have the AC going as well. And it's been shown in tests that AC, depending on what line of pathway you're on and where infected people, possibly infected people are, you could just have it travel even further than what it normally would travel in just stagnant air. Yeah. And thus endeth the history lesson for the day. All right, let's get back to the news here. Um, Muppets Now is coming to Disney Plus on July 31st. Now, if you remember, Muppets Now was actually something that was brought, Disney Plus wanted it and then they canceled it. They said they were not going to do it. Well, that's what happens when the pandemic changes things. You want to see what you already have in the can and what you can release that's already been done. And this is something that was a failed project for them, or a failed project, if you will. They did not want to release it, but since they don't have anything new to offer people, Muppets Now is now coming out on July 31st. Yeah. The Mapopolix. Oh my god. Stanley tweeted, that is a horrible fucking word. I don't even know if I can actually say it. I can't say it. I already know that. Mapopolix Now. I can't. That's like last night, Doom Patrol, and I was trying to say Continuinium, which I can actually say now, Continuinium. Uh, it took me a few tries on that one, but yeah. But Mapopolis, yeah, I'm not even gonna do it. Wow, that's horrible. Silver Spike says Muppets Now, not heard of that. Yeah, it's on Disney Plus. The trailer is up on my Facebook page if you want to take a look at it. It actually looks pretty funny. It's Kermit trying to tell, the audience, us, what kind of celebrities they have, but he's got a legal person standing next to him, and the legal person's like, "Nope, you can't say that. No, nope, you can't say that." No, and of course, it's a Muppet who's a legal person. It looks suspiciously like Emmett Otter, which was interesting, and I'm gonna see it, of course, because it's the Muppets, and I pretty much watch anything Muppets within reason, you know. But we'll see. Yeah. But yeah, July 31st, Muppets Now. Mhm. Ultraman Z is how it's pronounced, Ultraman Z, but they say Ultraman Z in Japan can be viewed. It can be viewed every Saturday morning after it's already aired in Japan on YouTube on the Ultraman official channel. Now, this is a new live action Ultraman series, and I am kind of jazzed about this. To tell you the truth, this I've been watching Ultraman Leo on Tokusatsu on Pluto TV, and I'm kind of done with Ultraman Leo. I think I've seen all the episodes because, of course, they don't play them in order. But I'm fairly sure I've seen, because I think there's only 2 seasons, or maybe 3 seasons, and I think I've seen all of them. And I really want to go back and watch some new Ultraman stuff. And I like the design on the headpiece on this Ultraman too. So yeah. And again, if you go to my Facebook page, which is on my, the link is on suspendedfanimation.com. You can always find it there. You'll see the trailer. Actually, I have the link to the actual page itself, so you can start watching from there. Yeah. The animated one on Netflix did not grab me, is what Stanley. Actually, I really like the animated one on Netflix. It took me a little while to get into it. The first 3 episodes were really fucking boring, because it was the setup of everything, and then once you get into it, it's like, "Oh my god." And I know what era they took this from, and they took it from the '70s era, and that was, like, the era that I watched this stuff in and that I really liked, and so they had a lot of callbacks to those old series, and, it was really kinda cool. They did a good job on it. Yeah. Stick with it, Stanley. Go through I mean, the first 3 episodes, like I say, are kinda boring, and then after that, it just kinda it jumps up and you're like, "Holy fuck, where did this come from?" Yeah, and it's really good after that. They're actually renewing that series too, and, season 2 is supposed to be coming out fairly soon from what I understand. Because it's the animation, and animators can work by themselves. You don't need to have them in a, big room breathing in the same air and all that kinda stuff, so they can all work at home on their computers and yeah. Then get yelled at over Zoom, and then you just put the mute on. Okay. Uh-huh. Mhm. Yeah. Alright. Fuck you too, is what they tell their boss. That's how animators usually are. Stanley says, "I'm inclined to watch, Dorohedoro on Netflix instead." Yeah, I'm not really interested in that one. I saw that and I was like, meh." But speaking of Netflix, season 5 of Lucifer is gonna drop on Netflix on August 21st. So for those of you who are into Lucifer, August 21st, you're getting some new Lucifer, and I believe it's dropping all at once. Um, which I think is gonna be overshadowed by, The Witcher, which drops on August 17th. I mean, come on. And then a couple days later, you're gonna drop Lucifer. Yeah, I think Witcher is gonna dominate that one. And also, speaking of which, Lucifer has been renewed for a 6th and final season at Netflix. That was just announced. So yes, 6th and final season. I could never get into Lucifer either, Silver Spike. I don't like procedural cop shows or which is what that was, but it has the devil sprinkled into it. That it just never got to me. Yeah. I don't look down on you, Stanley Tweedle. I just laugh at you behind your back, or actually to your face sometimes too. So no, I don't. Again, like I said, differences of opinion. Ah, as I smack the crap out of stuff on my table here. You said that about agents too. Well, I was right about agents. Come on. Uh, you just set a reminder for YouTube Ultraman. Nice, Joe. Nice. And I didn't find the bloke playing Lucifer all that engaging. Yeah, he had a little cameo in the CW Crisis on Infinite Earths playing Lucifer, of course, since it is a DC property. And I was like, yeah, okay, so you're Lucifer. All right, I guess. Sounds good. Especially since John Constantine was having all these problems anyway that so the John Constantine in the show, all the problems that he had could have been solved by Lucifer just helping him out or him just going to Lucifer, and yet they have him there for what was the 3 minutes, I think is what it was, and he doesn't ask him one lick of the problem that he has in order, but yeah, don't get me started on that one. Agents is not a cop show. No, I wasn't talking about Agents, I was talking about Lucifer. Yeah. Penn Farmer says I've seen much worse than shows than Agents of Shield. Yeah, I have too. That's true. Yeah. So how Agents of Shield kept going, Silver Spike, was that ABC wanted to cancel it and Disney said no. That's pretty much what happened. And there really isn't a seventh season. It's season 6 cut into two. So they're truncated episodes. Normally, what they have is a what is it? 26 episode season is what it is. So what they did was is they took season 6 and cut it down the middle, and you got 13 episodes for season 6 and 13 episodes for season 7. That's season 6 cut in half, because that is what a summer run is. Yeah. ABC basically said, okay, so if we're going to be forced to keep showing Agents of Shield, we're moving it to summer. Yeah. Stanley Twill says the Dresden show is very bad compared to the books. It was okay-ish. Yeah. Oh, I know they're talking about rebooting Dresden completely, and I don't know where it's at this point. I heard about it like a couple months ago. I think I reported it a couple of months ago, and then I haven't heard anything about it since. Yeah. Yeah, I would love to see, Matt Ryan's Constantine get another series or another shot, like a serious series, like something on HBO Max or DC Universe if it survives. That would be awesome. Yeah. But who knows? Again, like I said, it's owned by AT&T now, and whoever the cokeheads are at AT&T that are running that shit have no clue about what they're doing, and they're losing HBO subscribers. HBO, which is a gimme at this point, and they're losing HBO subscribers because of what they're doing. I mean, you have to work to lose HBO subscribers. I mean, seriously work at losing HBO subscribers. They're doing. Yeah. So, and finally, Solar Opposites has been renewed for a third season at Hulu. You're going to say, wait, the second season hasn't even aired yet. Yes, but the second season was already a given. Solar Opposites was given 2 seasons up front. And so the first season's already aired, the second season's already in the works, and the third season it's been renewed for a third season. So has the other animated series Crossing Swords, which I've never seen, but I heard that it was funny and wrong at the same time, but especially with a title like Crossing Swords. Uh, but there you go. Yeah. I like how John Oliver always makes fun of it. Yeah, they should be made fun of. I mean, come on. They had DirecTV Now, which had something like 40 million some odd subscribers, and now they're down to like 3 million subscribers for AT&T now, something like that. I mean, you have to work horribly fucking hard in order to lose, 80% of your customer base. I mean, horribly hard in order to do that. Animated shows are easier to make during a pandemic. Yes, they are, because you don't have to have the animators in the same room as the actors. Actors, you have to have cameramen, you have to have sound people, you have to have the director, you have to have, the actors, of course. You have to have set people there, you have to have lighting there, the gaffers. You've got lots of people that are on set, and they all have to be masked, and they're in an enclosed area. That already violates what you're supposed to have going on. Animators, you have a writer, you have a director, which they're going to be working separately, of course, and then you have animators that are drawing this whole thing, and all this stuff can be submitted online to everybody. Yeah. Talking about solar opposite, is that what you said? Opposite. It wasn't horribly bad. There's some good stuff in it, but it played out a lot like Rick and Morty. It really does. So going back to Constantine, so Keanu Reeves' Constantine movie is going to be hitting 15 years old. That's right. It's almost old enough to drive. They're going to have a reunion of the cast, I believe, on Comic Con at Home. So San Diego Comic Con, which is happening July 20 something or other, July 26th, I think is what it is, 23rd to the 26th. So they're gonna have a reunion with Keanu Reeves, Rachel Weisz, all those people, which is kind of cool. I liked it. It wasn't the best movie, but it wasn't a horrible movie either. I bought it, I think, at Blockbuster when Blockbuster was still open, when they were closing. That's what it was. I think I got it for $5 on DVD, and it wasn't a bad $5 spent. It was a $5 movie ticket, is what I look at it as. And sure, it's not the Constantine of the comics, but Comic-Con at home, do they need my computing power? Possibly. They've already tested this out. They've done WonderCon already at home. Other conventions have tried their stuff at home, and for the most part, that's been working. So Comic-Con at home is going to be the biggest, I think, that they're starting with, that they're going to do, and I'm okay with it. I'll see it. At first I wasn't. I was like, I don't need to be on the computer, any more than I already am, with meetings and stuff like that, because I have meetings constantly on the computer. So, but yeah, that's okay. I can watch it. Yeah. No, I like the movie too. Like I said, I bought it, so it's a good. Uh, it's a it's an okay movie, and I loved Peter Stormare as Lucifer. He is the best representation of Lucifer, I have to admit, for me. Sandra Trails, I like the Constantine movie too. I didn't know the comics. Yeah, I was familiar with the comics, but I wasn't like a fan of them. So I knew of them. I read like a couple, but I just wasn't. Yeah. But with Matt Ryan, the way Matt Ryan did Constantine, and especially this TV series, the first TV series that was on NBC, that got canceled unceremoniously. That was actually a good series. Yeah. I agree with you, Penn. Yeah. Matt Ryan's Constantine is still better. You do not like the accent of the CW Constantine? Uh, why? Because it's more of a dirty British accent instead of a proper British accent. And still respects probably just rolling her eyes right now, just going, "What the fuck is he doing?" Um, uh, he's actually British, Stanley Tweedle, and I do believe he does do a little bit more of embellishment of a British accent when he does his accent. Um, so there you go. Yeah. So funny little tidbit is, in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the original series, Anthony Stewart Head, who plays Giles, had more of a Cockney accent, and he went more proper British. James Marsters, of course, being an American, does not have a British accent, and so he adopted Anthony Stewart Head's real accent to do Spike, and there you go. Yeah, that's it. Sometimes happens. You have British actors that actually have, you know, proper British accents, and they have to do like a fake British accent in order to sound more British. I don't know. It's kind of a weird thing. And us Americans really don't know the difference. It's British folks that usually just kind of go, "What the hell is going on?" So, yeah. Philip Demick says he's a British guy trying to do an Australian, so it's uncanny. Oh, is that what's going on? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Spike's accent is just I mean, that James Barsters actually just sat there and listened to Anthony Stewart Head as he talked to get his accent from it. It's just hilarious. But, yeah, I remember when I first heard that, I was just laughing. That that was That was that's what happened. That's how the accents came about. So, because Giles is supposed to be more like Oxford, I guess you could say, and have the Oxford accent, the proper British accent. So, all right. So I'm at the end of the news there. That's all I got left for you. Um, and I'm sorry, I keep looking over my phone because I got the little dog. She's in the vet today, and she's getting knocked out to get her teeth cleaned, and then also she's having a little mass about yay big being removed from her back at the same time, and not cancerous or anything, just a mass that needs to be removed. And I'm just seeing if they're actually calling me about that because she's under anesthesia and whatnot. But she went in at 8 o'clock this morning. She was not happy about it at all. Obviously, she doesn't like going to the vet as it is. Yeah. So yeah, they're doing all kinds of evil stuff to her today while she's drugged up and knocked out. Yeah, it needs to be done. It does. It gets done once a year. Um, and I'm glad they just they kind of knock her out to do her teeth, and because it's a deep cleaning of the teeth and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, so she'll be okay. So what else? What else are you guys watching now that you're, stuck at home? I know I keep asking you this every week, but I like to hear what everyone's, doing, what they're watching, what they're keeping themselves busy with. Yeah, I know you're watching Dark season 3, Stanley. Okay, anybody other than Stanley, what are you watching? I know Stanley's like dark, 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 dark. Yeah. Doom Patrol, yes. Doom Patrol, definitely. I don't know what you're talking about. Doom Patrol there. Yeah. Um Philip A. Demick says, I didn't know while I was watching Buffy that Rupert Giles was a legit vampire hunter in the 70s. Nice. Das Boot. You're watching Das Boot, really? Oh, didn't they remake that recently? Or they're talking about remaking it? Or I think they're talking about remaking Das Boot. And I'm like, why? As Michael Caine said way back when, don't remake good movies, just remake the shitty ones. Just remake the shitty ones. Because the shitty ones are the ones that need to be remade, not the good ones. So, like Justice League, uh, Superman, Man of Steel, um, what else? Batman versus Superman. Uh, I'm not kidding either. Um, yeah, they are talking about remaking everything. I know. I know. There's rumors that Tobey Maguire is supposedly coming back as Spider-Man for Doctor Strange 2, the madness of the multiverse or whatever, multiverse of madness or whatever it's called. Supposedly he's supposed to be an alternate Spider-Man, one of the multiverses, which would be kind of interesting, bringing Tobey Maguire in, and especially since Sam Raimi is directing it, that'd be kind of funny. Even if it's just like a little cameo or something like that, or it's just a little blurb of one of the worlds they pass by or something like that, that would be awesome. Kind of like a Bruce Campbell cameo. Yeah. Although I don't know if it's true or not. It's a rumor. It was only heard in one place. But hey, you know what? I'll take it. It sounded kind of cool, and something like that would be kind of an awesome thing to do. Uh, it has a man without a face. Uh, there is a new Boot series in season 2 now. Oh, okay. Yeah. Jagen Hager? Did I pronounce that right? I don't know if I did or not. I'm horrible at names. You know this. Philip Demick says the only TV I watch is Stargirl with you guys. I spend most of the time on YouTube. I see some anime and Twitch. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I'm watching Marco Polo. I kind of took a break on that for a moment. I was watching the first season of Doom Patrol, and then of course Doom Patrol started up, so I'm watching that. Trying to think what else. I'm kind of disappointed that the Disney Plus series, what is it, Masters of Illusion, the one that's behind the scenes of The Mandalorian, is done. That was actually a really good series. That was a lot of fun, and really kind of stoked the fire in me about you know movies and movie making and all that kind of stuff again. And if I was like 20 years younger, maybe I would do it again. But yeah, uh, so yeah, kind of good, good stuff that's out there. And of course, I want to see Ultraman Z as well. I haven't gotten into that yet, but I probably will at some point. I watched Barkskins. What's that? Is that something that's across the pond, but we don't get here? Well, sorry, I'm putting the phone down over there. There's a lot of buzzing going on. All right, so remember, if you're still blah, 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 if I can actually speak, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, at the very end of this video, you're gonna, well, in a little bit here, you're gonna see a video pop up here. If you like that, hit the subscribe button. And if you are want to know when I'm going to live again next, you get the bell down below here. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. Go to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at my schedule up there. And also all the links to all my social media is on there as well, including links to my Facebook page and my Facebook group page where you guys can post stuff and chat amongst yourselves. Oh, it's on National Geographic, the Barkskins. Okay. That means it should be on Disney Plus as well then. Philip Ademic says, I would watch Doom Patrol, but I'm not getting another streaming service during the summer. Okay. Well, if you have HBO Max, it's on there too, Philip Ademic. Or if you have HBO, it's HBO Max, the same thing. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna let you guys go for the day. Thank you to everybody who joined me today in the chat, and thank you for making it this far in the video. Like I said, I'm gonna let you guys go, and I will see you. What else do I have going on this week? Before I actually go, let me tell you what I got going on. Tomorrow is going to be episode 3 of season 2 of Doom Patrol. Monday is going to be Stargirl. Tuesday is going to be an episode of Is It Worth My Time? I haven't figured out what I'm doing as of yet. Wednesday, I'm going to be off. Thursday is going to be the 4th episode of Doom Patrol. Friday, since there's nothing out new, I'm going to be having that one off. And then Saturday, we come all the way back around again to Saturday morning blast off. So there we go. What about Doom Patrol episode 3? Like I said, Stanley, it's tomorrow. Yeah. What time is Doom Patrol tomorrow? It's on at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's what I'm doing. It is 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. A little bit earlier than normal. Yeah. Because it's the weekend, that kind of stuff, and I can do that. No, it doesn't, Stanley. I can tell you for a fact that doesn't, because I just did it. I did it yesterday. And I can tell you what it looks like. I'm actually looking at it right now. Oh yeah, it does say to now. You know what happened there? Something happened with the. I got to refresh that page. Hmm. Nope, it says the 27th. Oh yeah, it does say the 27th today. Huh. I'll change that out right now to the 28th. Sorry about that. That was my mistake on that. I'll fix that. Yeah, it's tomorrow. I was trying to fix that one. God, that's what ends up happening when you try and do that right before when you're trying to schedule 2 shows at the same time and you're trying to, hustle and move all that kind of stuff around. So yes, it is tomorrow at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. There you go. It's not on right now because we're doing this right now. There you go. Oh, no, it wasn't a copy and paste error. It was just, me not looking at the calendar while I was doing it. So it happens. So on that note, I'll let you guys go and I'm going to go and correct that too. Thanks, everybody. I will see you tomorrow for Doom Patrol episode 3. Until then, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, Sci Fi Channel is going to cancel your season of your series that was copied of another show that they canceled previously because they didn't want to pay the actors whose contract was up for renewal. Thanks, everybody. I will see you tomorrow. Until then, have a good day and good weekend, all that kind of stuff. And I will see you then. Bye.